Hi, folks. Alright, so I've been looking around for this Saudi Arabian nuclear crisis situation. I found a good source that CIA claims Saudi Arabia has anywhere between 4 to 7 nuclear weapons capable of being delivered by missile or aircraft. This coming from the founding director of Central Intelligence Agency Counterterrorism Operations. Last week, on the Hal Turner show, Mr. Turner told his audience that based on years of experience, national security interests, assets of the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force, Saudi Arabia in possession of nuclear weapons. He also made clear that CIA asset earlier made revelation in public on Fox News Channel, and the revelation was staggering, breach of classified information protocols. And he basically came down and he said that yes, Saudi Arabia does have nuclear weapons, and by CIA and Fox News channels, actually a threat to Russia. And basically, Saudi Arabia won't nuke anybody unless they nuke first in retaliation. I guess this is a violation in the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty between the Arabian Peninsula countries, including Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, ratified or ascended to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty of 1988, Qatar and Kuwait in 1989, UAE in 1995, Oman in 1997. So they are, in fact, directly in violation of this treaty, which who knows whether or not it's, something in the background or if it's specifically taken, moderately serious. So several of our CIA and FBI guys have actually gone on Fox News Channel along with other sources and specifically already came out about this, because everybody's becoming more and more aware of what's going on in Syria, and especially with the delivery of the so-called Ark of Gabriel from Saudi Arabia to Antarctica via Russia. Everybody really comes down to it and they say, why would Saudi Arabia give up a priceless artifact of biblical and religious proportions unless they were almost certain within the coming days that there was going to be a situation where it might be lost forever in a so-called nuclear bombardment or something along that side, along the lines of that. And there's no clear direct reason, but everything basically builds up to Saudi Arabia has 350,000 forces on standby to go into Syria. I don't know whether or not they are, or whether or not they've already been there and gone home. I have no idea what the situation is. I don't know if they're going to send like 20,000 in and have the rest on reserves, or have like the rest for support staff. I have no idea what's going on with that. But, excuse me. But this is coming from CIA, that Saudi Arabia has potentially 4 to 7 nuclear weapons. And here is the situation from at Fox Business. Cleared Saudis have the bomb. CIA reveals Saudi Arabia has nukes on Fox Business. So this is not exactly conspiracy or conjecture. This is real. And you know what? There's an actual map here. Let me show you the actual map here. Okay, so let me show you real quick. So here's Saudi Arabia, folks. Okay, alright, here's Saudi Arabia. Iraq, Syria, Yemen, Qatar, Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, Sudan, or South Sudan, my bad. So here is Syria, This little stretch right there is Israel. Here is Iraq. So all Saudi Arabia has to do is push into this area and go straight into, after going into Syria, go straight into Israel. And that's what everybody's basically waiting on. That is when the holy books basically get completed. Now, the thing is that Saudi Arabia and most, if not all, of these major countries that are assembling this coalition have almost no real necessity, if you will, to actually go into Israel. However, Israel's invaded, I believe they've actually invaded all the way into Saudi Arabia before. I know they've gone into Egypt. I know they've gone into Yemen. So it's a matter of should we or shouldn't we once they cross into Syria. Well, we'll see what our time is like. Okay. Once they wipe the Islamic State from the map, who would really be there to oppose them? America? And Russia? Maybe the Kurds? Well, if you have 350,000 troops, unless you have energy weapons beamed at the ground that are basically putting up a giant energy wall, your troops are moving forward, folks. There is no hesitation on that. So, thanks.